A paradox of choice. We like to believe we are free. That every choice we make, every step, every word, every desire, comes from a place we call me. But what if this me is an illusion? What if the freedom we defend so passionately is just a comforting story told by a mind that needs to feel in control of chaos? Free will, the sacred pillar of morality, religion, and justice, might not be freedom at all. It might be the most beautiful lie humanity ever told itself. Act 1. The invisible strings. Imagine a puppet dancing on invisible strings, convinced it moves on its own. That's us. Every thought, emotion, and impulse arises from a chain of causes, biological, psychological, environmental, that began long before we were born. Your decision to watch this video? It's the product of neurons firing, shaped by your past, your mood, the algorithm, and even the lighting in the room. You didn't choose the thought appeared. You didn't decide to want, the want was born in you. The brain creates the feeling of choice after the choice is already made. Neuroscience shows this clearly. Milliseconds before we decide, the brain has already begun preparing the action. By the time we think I choose, the body is already moving. Free will, then, might not be the freedom to choose, but the freedom to feel like we did. Act 2. The comfort of control. Why do we need to believe we are free? Because control is comfort. A universe without choice feels unbearable, like a story already written, with no room for redemption. Religion offers freedom through obedience. Society offers freedom through laws. And science strips freedom away entirely, showing we are patterns reacting to stimuli. But none of these views satisfy the human spirit. We need to believe in control, because without it, we are victims of fate. So the illusion of free will becomes our shield against despair. It's not that we are free, it's that we must believe we are. Act 3. The machinery of the mind. Our brains are machines of prediction, not creation. Every thought is a reaction, not an act of birth. We are conditioned by memory, trauma, reward, and repetition. The choices you make are not new, they are echoes of the person you've been becoming since childhood. Your taste in music, your moral compass, your anger, your compassion, all sculpted by experience and chance. When a murderer kills or a saint forgives, both are following the same mechanical laws of cause and effect. Different inputs, different outcomes. Morality, then, is not divine justice. It is the physics of psychology. And in that realization, punishment becomes less about revenge and more about understanding. Act 4. The fear of meaninglessness. But here lies the paradox. If we are not free, does anything still matter? If all is predetermined, why strive, why hope, why love? The fear of determinism is not about control, it's about meaning. We fear that without choice, our actions lose value. But maybe that's not true. A flower does not choose to bloom, yet it is beautiful. A river does not choose its path, yet it nourishes life. Perhaps meaning is not born from freedom, but from awareness. When we understand the machinery behind our choices, we stop judging blindly and start seeing deeply. We begin to forgive others and ourselves. Act 5. The freedom within the illusion. Maybe true freedom is not about changing the script, but about understanding the script. The more we know our causes, the more we can reshape their effects. Awareness creates distance, and in that distance lies power. You might not control the waves, but you can learn to surf them. That is consciousness. That is evolution. Freedom, then, is not absolute, it is relational. It is the moment we awaken within the illusion and decide to dance consciously. Nietzsche once said, "Freedom is the will to assume responsibility for oneself, not the power to choose, but the courage to see what we are and act with understanding." Conclusion, the illusion that saves us. Perhaps free will is an illusion. But illusions are not always lies, sometimes they are bridges. Believing we are free gave humanity the strength to dream, to create, to love. It gave us the courage to imagine something greater than our instincts. Maybe we are not free in the way we think, but maybe that doesn't matter. Because the realization itself can make us wiser, kinder, and more aware. True freedom is not control. It is consciousness. It is to see the strings and still choose to dance,